welcome to this new Addon Spotlight. In this Addon Spotlight we're gonna look at the Douglas DC6, which has been released yesterday by PMDG. It comes into two variants. One is the transporter, one is the I would say passenger aircraft, and that's the one we selected now. So the passenger one is known as the DC6B, while the transporter is known as the DC6A. You can see there's a lot of time spent on, say, really the nice details, right? You can see textures are really good. The engines are there on both sides, and the aircraft, in this case, the DC6B comes with 2 liveries, and the DC6A comes with 1 livery. You see a lot of details here. You can see the nils, etc. So let's go inside the aircraft. So on the left side you will have an iPad, and maybe it's not an iPad or a tablet I should say, and it has multiple options. One is the ramp manager, which allows you to manage multiple things like getting the ground power unit, but also exiting the aircraft. The other nice thing is that it has the options to, let's say, make the cockpit lighting different and bring the aircraft in a certain state. That's what we also saw with the Aerosoft CG500 and 700, right? It makes it easier to start flying. And believe me, this one is really hard to fly compared to a jet. In the fuel and load manager we can add the passengers, but also change or look at the view, increase the view or decrease the view. And we've got the artificial flight engineer, which actually helps us going to the checklist, right? So we can say, okay, hey, before takeoff, we want to do this. In that case, what it will do is it will automatically set all kind of options. And you can hear buttons flipping. And that's cool, because if you're new to this aircraft, it's probably wise to do that.
Down, forward, pressure quantity checked, okay. Flaps 20.
You can hear they are setting the flaps. So once that's done, right?
Set 20. Windows and turbine.
Yeah, I can't show you all the options which are switching, right?
Closed and on. Controls. Gust lock released. Free. Pitot on. Mixture and cowl flaps.
So that's cool, right? So let me continue in the meantime. So here are the altimeters, also the speedometers, the climb rate you can see here, and the markers for ILS. On the bottom side you can see the ones used for navigation, and in the center there are the meters all related to the engines, right? The engines and the flaps, as you can see, flaps are currently set to 20. The oil pressure, fuel pressure, so you can keep an eye on them, and the RPMs. And on the right side we have exactly the same buttons or options as the left side. Then in the center we have, of course, all the engine related stuff. So we've got the tank selectors, we've got the throttles, we've got a lot of buttons here to set the mixture, raise the landing gear, lower the landing gear. On this side the same settings are there. There's also an option to use a kind of an autopilot, although it's not an official autopilot as far as I understood. It's the gyro pilot, which you can see here, and the gyro pilot allows you to set it, for example, a specific altitude which you can fly. Zooming out a bit here are the fire related settings and the test related settings. We will go to them in a later video. And here are the options related to, I would say this is the temperatures, the fuel pressure, some options to set the fuel and ignitions, the fuel quantities, and the anti-ice related fuels are mentioned here. Lightning, the lights are here partially, but the lights are divided across multiple, let's say, parts of the aircraft. The superchargers, the radio piece, which has been added here, and then here are the settings related to the engine, right? You can set the fuel pumps, you can set the ignition, and that's something we will discuss in a future video of how to start the engines. If you can't wait, there's already a video from PMDG itself where they explain how to do that. Pressure settings, again the climbing settings and the electrical settings are shown here. So that's cool. On the back, right here, we've got the fuses. If for some reason there's an issue with the fuse, we can fix it, and we'll zoom out a bit. Here's a chair which we can put here, so can have someone additional in the cabin. Enough being talked, I would say, for now. Let's go back to the iPad, and then let's set the one for dry takeoff.
30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize.
Let me look if there's also a checklist here, because that's no, it's not here. You can see. You can hear the engine speed increasing. There we go. Let's go into the cabin. Is this aircraft hard to fly? Yes, it is, especially if you're coming from a jet like the A320 or Boeing 787. Then this one is, let's say, totally something different. So keep an eye on that, or be aware of that. So we're airborne. So one of the things which you need to keep in mind is that the flaps, etc., are not set automatically. So you can see that the artificial engineer now helps us, right? Because I didn't touch anything, it will, let's say, lever or make sure that the gears are up, and we're flying. We're flying above beautiful Finland with our DC6 from PMDG. So let's go inside the aircraft again, because there are a few things which I didn't show you yet, especially in this. Say this one. So you can see they're all kind of nice chairs, which are really nice detailed. There are even say folders in it. There's the first class probably, and then here we've got the cockpit itself. Right, let's stay in that cockpit. So it's stable climbing. We're almost at the 2,000 feet. Say okay.
Helsinki Tower PMDG6 frequency change.
So we're still on the takeoff, right? So
Climb tower sit.
That's good.
Takeoff checklist, please.
So you hear a lot of
After takeoff checks
buttons being switched. Here's the auto marker, which is going to be blimping. Now it's not anymore, which is good. And there we have the Helsinki ice hole. Right, so you can see that the artificial flight engineer really helps, especially if you're new to the flight, because if you needed to switch all those buttons manually, then it would probably be a real big challenge for you, especially if you are not used to fly into, I would say, DC6. And that also shows how much, I would say, improvements they made with the new jetliners, right? There's so much things, I would say, being done automatically. It's immense. So here ends our initial preview of review of the DC6. As you can see, it's a really nice one. It has a lot of options. I would say really a legend to fly with, which is really cool. I'm hoping that there's some more liveries are being released soonish for it. Probably the community will start working now on them, so that's cool. If you want to give it a try yourself, unfortunately you need to buy it. There's no, I would say, free version available. There's a discount now of I think roughly $5. So if you want to give this one a try, go visit the site from PMDG and buy it, and let me know, of course, what you know or what you think of this aircraft. And that can be done by using the comment box below this video. Here ends this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to hit the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to put them in the window or in the comment box below the video. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.